In a country like India with more than 1.2 billion people, it's quite sad that thousands of people lose their lives waiting for an organ transplant. Some of the latest statistics in India show that around 500,000 people die because of non-availability of organs.
India is currently in need of around 150,000 kidneys each year, but sadly, we do only 3,000 to 3,500 transplants a year.
There is a shortage of organs, and the gap between the number of organs donated and the people waiting for a transplant is widening with each passing year. The number of people in need of a transplant is expected to rise steeply due to an aging population and an increase in organ failure. Transplants as an option have successful outcome. With proper care, the number of lives lost could be brought down given more people open up to the concept of organ donation.
Organ donation has gained momentum in India for last few years.
Donating organs is the highest form of charity that a human being can perform to his community and society. It all started with blood donation initially, and now it has expanded to various organs. And organ donation has really caught up in the country. In the past few years, we have seen a very, very welcome change in this aspect. We are seeing a lot of people who are willing to donate their organs, particularly the young individuals and their families. They realize the importance that by donating organs, they can give life to several people. One individual can give life to several people.
Organ donation is a very noble gift, the best and highest gift one can ever think of. A cadaver or a person who's no more, when he gives his organ to a person, another person, he continues living in the other person. And more importantly, the other person whose organ is irreparably damaged survives because of the well-functioning organ which has been donated to him.
Types of organ donation.
Organ donations usually been told about live organ donation and cadaver organ donation. When you talk about live organ donation, it all started as organ donation from live people, like dad or mom or brother or sister giving their own sibling or son or daughter one of their kidneys or part of their liver. Is there a problem in this? Yes, there was a problem where a person who is giving a part of their liver or one of their kidneys do need to undergo a long surgery and also need to undergo hospitalization and also need to take certain medications for this process of organ donation. From here on, cadaver organ donation took off. It is usually given by people whose brain are dead related to some irreversible damage which can be related to a road traffic accident or any other disease leading to compromise of the function of the brain.
What is brain death? Brain death is the complete irreversible loss of brain function, including involuntary activity to sustain life.
At any point, if we find these patients have lost their brainstem function in the form of absence of cough, no reaction to light, not responding to pain stimulus, these patients will undergo a brainstem testing which will reveal whether these patients are brain dead.
Organs that can be harvested include eyes, heart and heart valves, pancreas, lungs, liver, kidney, intestine, skin, bones and several tissues. For any organ to be harvested, there are certain norms that one needs to follow. When the patients are admitted to ICU, they are provided with complete treatment, be it surgery or medical therapy to improve their state. If the doctor finds loss in brainstem function because of a few reasons like absence of cough, no reaction to light, and pain stimulus, the patients undergo confirmatory test where CO2 level in the patient's body is raised, which will normally stimulate breathing in his or her body. If this doesn't happen, brain death is confirmed. Once confirmed, the patient's family is informed about their loss and counseled asking their view on organ donation. If the family agrees on organ donation, the entire process is explained by the donor coordinator and ICU consultant. Organ donation process can be of two types, medical legal case and non-medical legal case. In medical legal case, the police is intimated about the brain death of the patient and the willingness of the family to donate organ of the deceased. After the submission of an intimation form, the police conducts an inquiry about the cause of death and the death certificate is collected and all paperwork, which includes the consent from the family stating their agreement on donation, are done. And an organ functional status form naming the organs fit to be transplanted is also given. Later, the coordinators of the cadaver transplant program are intimated about the case and the medical details, including the blood group of the deceased and the cause of the death, are submitted. An alert is sent to all other hospitals stating the availability of a donor with his or her blood group specified, and the recipient hospital is contacted and the medical details submitted. Following this, surgeons from the recipient hospital does the organ removal surgery in the donor hospital. The donor coordinator and the intensive care consultant ensures the smooth and steady running of the process. Once the surgery is done, the forensic doctor from the government hospital performs the postmortem after the removal of the organ. After the final postmortem report is given, the body is handed over to the police, who will hand over the body to the family once they receive the letter from the family. In non-medical legal case, the patient dies due to common causes such as bleeding in the brain due to certain drugs, hypertension, or any other natural cause. This is a shorter process where the family of the deceased signs a consent if they are willing to donate. The hospital will contact the cadaver transplant program and the process is same as the medical legal case.
During the family counseling, the family always questions about the process, how long it takes for the organ donation to happen, which we normally say close to about 12 to 16 hours. And there are certain myths or understandings they have which they think is what normally happens in intensive care once a patient is being declared brain dead.
Common myths that people think about organ donation. Myth: if I agree to donate my organs, the hospital staff won't work as hard to save my life. And the fact is, when you go to the hospital for treatment, doctors focus on saving your life, not somebody else's. You'll be seen by a doctor whose specialty most closely matches your particular emergency. Myth: my family will be charged if I donate my organs. And the fact is, the organ donor's family is never charged for donating. The family is charged for the cost of all final efforts to save your life. And those costs are sometimes misinterpreted as costs related to organ donation. Costs for organ removal go to the transplant recipient. Myth: my religion does not support organ or tissue donation. And the fact is, all of the major religions in this country approve of organ and tissue donation and consider it a gift and act of charity. Typically, religions view organ and tissue donation as acts of charity and goodwill. If you have questions, contact your religious advisor. Myth: after donating an organ or tissue, a closed casket funeral is the only option. And the fact is, organ procurement organizations treat each donor with the utmost respect and dignity, allowing a donor's body to be viewed in an open casket funeral. Myth: I'm too old to donate. Nobody would want my organs. And the fact is, there's no defined cutoff age for donating organs. The decision to use your organs is based on strict medical criteria, not age. Don't disqualify yourself prematurely. Some donate, some receive. Life's transformed. People are reborn and they are grateful for a second chance at life.
இந்த உடல் உறுப்பு தானம் மட்டும் இல்லாமல் போயிருந்தால் கண்டிப்பாக இன்னும் 1 வருஷமோ 2 வருஷத்துலையோ நான் இறந்திருக்க கூட ஒரு அதிக வாய்ப்பு இருக்குது. இந்த உடல் உறுப்பு தானம் மிகப்பெரிய ஒரு எங்களை மாதிரி பணம் இருக்கிறவங்களுக்கு எப்படியோ பணம் இல்லாமல் நடுத்தர வர்க்கத்தில் இருக்கிற எங்களுக்கெல்லாம் மிகப்பெரிய ஒரு மறுவாழ்வு.
இது காலம் பூராமே எல்லாரும் நினச்சி பார்க்கணும் அப்படின்னு உங்கள் மனசுக்குள்ளே எல்லாரும் பதியணும் அப்படின்னு நினச்சிங்கன்னா எல்லாரும் முன் இந்த மாதிரி பாதிக்கப்பட்டவங்களுக்கு நீங்கள் உதவி பண்ணிங்கன்னா எல்லா குடும்பமும் இதே மாதிரி சந்தோஷமாக இருக்குது என்ற சோக நிகழ்ச்சி நீங்கள் கேட்டிருக்கலாம். அந்த சோக நிகழ்ச்சி கேட்டு நீங்கள் எல்லாரும் முன் இந்த பதிவு பண்ணுறதுக்கு முன்வாங்க.
It's not just about getting a donor heart, it's also about being at the right place at at the right time. I'm alive today because, I'm living with an angel's heart. An unknown angel donated organs for me, and the family gave consent in their grief. So, to organ recipients, what I'd like to say is to live your life to the fullest. That's the only way you can honor your donor and make good use of this new lease of life that you've got.
தானம் பண்ணுங்க, உறுப்பு தானம் பண்ணுங்க. உங்களால் என்ன உறுப்பு தானம் பண்ண முடியுமோ பண்ணுங்க.
Life is amazing. Pass it on.